Hello everyone, I'm MD Ahasanuzzaman. I'm from Say Lab from Queen University in Canada. Now I'm pursuing my PhD under the supervision of Professor Ahmed Hassan. Today I'm going to present my journal first paper, which I mainly worked during my master's program. In this work, we mainly study the library integration strategies of mobile applications. Majority of the apps in the App Store are free to download. For example, the largest app store is the Google Play Store, and 96% of the apps of the Google Play Stores are free to download. That means app users don't have to pay any money to install and use these mobile applications. App users of these free to download apps earn revenue showing advertisement in mobile apps. In this model, app developers display advertisement on mobile devices, and when app users interact with this advertisement, app developers earn revenue. This in-app advertising model is a growing market, and according to a recent research of App, and it shows that in-app advertising model could reach up to $200 billion by the year of 2021. Let's take a look on how this in-app advertising model actually work. Advertising business company like KFC has contract with ad network, for example, Google. This ad network provides a special library called ad library. In order to display advertisement into mobile devices, app developers need to integrate this ad library. App users install these applications into their mobile application and use these applications. The main functionality of the ad library is to serve and display advertisement into mobile apps. When users interact with these ad libraries, app developers earn revenue. Therefore, ad library plays an integral role in mobile app ecosystem. In order to earn more revenue, app developers integrate more than one ad library. We observed that 57.9% of the studied apps integrate more than one ad library into their applications, and the maximum number of integrated ad library could reach up to 19 ad libraries. However, integrating multiple ad libraries has some issues. One of the issues is the maintenance challenges. For example, selecting an ad library for displaying advertisements. Another issue is that integrating many ad libraries could also increases the size of the apps. We observed that app sizes increases by 10% because of app libraries. The size is important because as the size increases, research shows that the number of downloads also decreases. That means the popularity also decreases. So in this work, we study two important aspects of ad libraries. We study how app developers integrate multiple ad libraries into their applications and how these ad libraries are evolving over time. Now let's take a look on how these app libraries are integrated into mobile applications. For this study, we select apps from the Google Play Store. We select 1,837 apps and we crawl 35,459 updates of these apps over a period of 18 months. We identified 63 ad libraries that are integrated in these studied apps. Some of the popular ad libraries are Audience Network from Facebook, AdMob from Google, and Mopa from Twitter. We observed that apps with a large number of downloads are more likely to integrate multiple ad libraries. For this study, we calculate multiple ads ratio. A multiple ratio ad ratio higher than one integrates that the number of apps integrating multiple ad libraries is higher than the number of apps integrate a single ad library. As you can see in the figure, that as the number of downloads increases, multiple ads ratio also increases. We also perform a correlation analysis. We perform Spearman rank order correlation, and the row value of the rank order correlation is positive 0.92, indicating that the probability of integrating multiple ad libraries increases with the growth of the number of downloads. One of the possible explanation is that as the number of downloads increases, there is a high competition for displaying an ads from an ad library. Therefore, integrating multiple ad library increases the chance of displaying an advertisement from an ad library and also increases the chance of higher ad revenue. However, the challenge is that how these ad libraries are managed by app developers. For our study, we manually study apps to identify common strategies for integrating multiple ad libraries. We select a statistically representative sample of 62 apps with 90% confidence and 10% confidence interval. We generate a static call graph for each of the selected app. Then we manually investigate the relationship between the packages, classes, and methods of each of these studied applications. Then finally, we identify 4 common strategies for integrating multiple ad libraries. We derive a set of rules for automatically identifying each strategy, and we also document their pros and cons for each of the uh, strategies. We identify 4 common strategies for integrating multiple ad libraries. The first common strategy is the external mediation strategy. As you can see in the figure, the left boxes shows the app code and the right boxes shows the number of integrated ad libraries. Each app screen communicates with an external ad mediator, which is provided by a particular ad library. This external ad mediator actually manages the other ad libraries and serves ads from those ad libraries. In the self-mediator strategy, app developer has to write their own self-mediator code, and this self-mediator manages the other ad library. In the scattered strategy, there is no mediation code. Each app screen directly communicates with an ad library based on some custom event. And in the mixed strategy is the strategy of the combination of the external mediation strategy and the scatter strategy. Due to the time limitation of the presentation, here we only highlight the external mediation strategy and the self-mediation strategy. The main advantage of the external mediation is the ease of integrating multiple ad libraries. As the external ad mediator manages multiple ad library, developers need to write the mediation code. And we observed that the median probability of modifying that call site code is only 10% for the external mediation, which is the lowest among the other existing other strategies. However, the main disadvantage is that external mediation may not support all the available existing ad libraries. And we observed that the 5 out of the 63 libraries offer ad mediation, and they only offer support 20% of the existing ad libraries. The main advantage of the self-mediation strategy is that app developers can integrate any ad library. We observed that 67.6% of the integrated ad libraries of the self-mediation doesn't support any external ad mediation. App developers have more control over selecting ad library. We observed that app developers mainly follow 3 strategies for selecting an ad library: a round-robin approach without a preferred list, a round-robin approach with a preferred list, for example, using some geographical location, and a custom event-based approach, for example, clicking in a method. The main disadvantage of this strategy is that app developers must write and maintain the self-mediator code, and this self-mediator code to support the self-mediator code, app developer has to update 64% of their updates. They actually modify their self-mediation code. In summary, the currently available external mediators are not support the varying needs of displaying apps, and library developers need to better facilitate the integration of multiple ad libraries. More details can be found in our paper. In the next work, we study the evolution of ad libraries. We select top 8 ad libraries. We study the release notes, and we propose a reference architecture. The main key message of the study is that libraries are actively evolving. We find 4 different patterns of their evolution, and our proposed reference architecture can serve as a template for a new or evolving an existing ad library. More details of the study of the ad library evolution are available in our paper, a longitudinal study of popular ad libraries in the Google Play Store. So in summary, ad library plays an integral role in mobile apps ecosystem. We study 2 major important aspects of ad libraries. We study the integration strategies, and we observed that ad library developers need to better facilitate to multiple integration of multiple ad libraries. And we also study the evolution of ad libraries, and we propose a reference architecture, and our proposed reference architecture can be useful for creating a new ad library. Thank you very much. This is MD Ahasanuzzaman. You can contact me with this email address. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. We have here Hassan, that is one of the authors of the paper studying AD library integration strategy of top 3 to download apps. This is a journal first paper. This paper has been published in Transaction Software Engineering. The presenter was MD Ahasanuzzaman. I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but he had some problem to attend, and then Safwat will answer all the questions that will come from the audience. There are some questions from the audience. It seems not. Who will be the icebreaker? I have to do the icebreaker, it seems. Okay. My first question, okay, we have a question. What are the future research directions? So the question is about future work. What next?
A very interesting question. 2 points. First, we analyze the advertisement libraries, and we found lots of challenges for app developers to integrate ad libraries without annoying users. So our next challenge is to apply machine learning techniques to help app developers put their advertisement without making how to leverage machine learning techniques of successful adoption of ad libraries without getting negative reviews. Second direction as well is related to revenue. Some research in Google and Facebook was published about using game theory to balance between uh, making advertisement and also achieving revenue for all entities and make users happy. So we are working on adopting also lots of theories like game theory to balance between how to push advertisement for developer and how on the other side save this quota of pushing ads to not make user upset or make the publishers themselves lose revenue.
Okay. Thank you, Meng, for having played the role of icebreaker. There are some other questions from the audience. Okay, I have a question for you. Okay, Safwat disappeared for a while. Safwat, I think that you have some internet connection problems.
I was
Can
disconnected.
you hear? Okay.
Disconnected.
Welcome back. Okay.
Sorry,
My question is: it seems that your proposal has a very important practical implication from, especially from the developer perspective. So my question is: can you please discuss on the one you believe the most important one?
Okay. I found interesting that the most common pattern that app developers they don't use a third-party library to mediate or orchestrate how the other advertisement library will coordinate. They build their own custom library module. So I recommend this practice to be, although it happens with famous companies like Facebook and other companies, I recommend that they try to push their best practices of building their own custom mediator package into the main well-known libraries for mediators. This will make the knowledge for the big companies that they build their own custom algorithms for organizing ad libraries shared with other small app developers who want to also benefit from this algorithms to orchestrate different ad libraries. So it's challenging because if you wanted to build your own custom technique, you need to solve lots of problems. We found that big companies, they can build this in a successful way, but I recommend that they can share their knowledge with the open source community so other small companies of developers can use this integration, the custom mediators. Custom mediator is the most powerful one because you can build your own logic to orchestrate the ad libraries.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. What could be the most important practical implication from the researcher perspective?
From researcher perspective, I find.
Yes.
Go ahead. Sorry for interruption.
Okay, I finished. This is the question. Can you, if you have, we have 4 minutes to answer. Indeed, I have also another question, but please answer this one about the
So
practical implication from the research perspective.
2 points from research perspective. First one, we propose an automatic machine learning technique to reverse engineer the code and get the high-level architecture. This can be used in any dependency tools like npm. We propose a way that numerically you traverse the source code and generate a high-level architecture of the modules in the source code. This can be used to get most of the good patterns, architectural patterns, and bad patterns, and how to evolve these patterns. So this is from research perspective. The second point from research perspective as well is to go further into how to help and provide tools for app developers that they can adopt ad libraries without making problems in this adoption. So these are the two further points implications. But I first one is the most interesting one, because we came up with algebra that traverse automatically any dummy code or any unknown text and get the 4 integration patterns that we observed. Can be applied on npm package or any other open source dependency to get how to know how this big application architectured in an automatic way.
Okay, thank you. Some other question from the audience. We have more or less 3 minutes to spend together. If there are no more questions, I have another question. And this question concerns the generalizability of the results. So if you prefer external validated threats, in particular in your study, you only focused on top free to download Android apps from the Google Play Store. So do you believe that similar results can be obtained also for different apps, less downloaded, or maybe implemented for different software marketplace?
Very interesting question. Let's divide it into different parts. First, mainly related to findings in advertisement library, we focus on popular application, because popular apps, they have lots of users, so benefit from these users to display advertisement. But are our findings valid for less popular apps, and how to prove this? One of the big challenges when we started to extend our results by studying the open source application, we found that the integration of ad libraries in open source application is very uncommon, because they don't have large portion of users, and they don't need, like, they don't lean on the advertisement to get revenue. But on the other hand, we found that with the same spectrum of popular apps that we study, some of them they use already the ready-made packages of integrated apps, third-party library mediator. And this will be good fit for less popular and less famous apps that will also integrate ad library. So our findings will be still valid for less popular advertisement libraries, and new junior developer who wanted to display ads, they will use the external mediator because it's easy to integrate. Also, another point, for every pattern, we provide benefits and effects. Especially, for example, for external mediator, we say it's easy to integrate, but you will be limited with the provided features in the external mediator. So with those less popular developers, less popular apps, they can still use the patterns that fit their problems, in particular for the external mediator. So this is how to extend the.
I'm sorry, but I have to stop you because we have only 5 seconds. So we thank the audience.